So now the loop of sale transaction is complete. Order is placed, order is intimated, product is delivered, cash is collected, cash is remitted back either to the e-commerce operator or the seller. So I am assuming that cash is collected by the e-commerce operator. So what now, since this transaction of, let's say, 100 rupees complete, right? The sale value of the let's say mobile is 100 rupee, and on top of that there is a 12% GST on mobile. So 112 rupees is the, or maybe the 18% GST rate. Yes, 118 rupees is the final price which consumer has paid to e-commerce operator. Now, since the sale is made by seller to the buyer, that GST liability on that 100 rupees has to be discharged by the seller. So what e-commerce operator will do is, on one hand, he will write what amount he has collected from customer on behalf of seller, which is 118 rupees. Now, e-commerce operator has an agreement with the seller that if I collect money on behalf of yours from the buyer, I will charge 2% as cash facilitation charges or payment gateway charges or whatever it may be. So 2% are charged in the form of gateway charges, let's say, right? On top of that, he says, since I have engaged a logistic partner for you, for each product or for each shipment, I will charge 10 rupees. So 10 rupee will be the logistic charges, right? If, let's say, seller himself is engaging, that amount will not be there. And on top of that, he says, since this transaction has happened through me, I will be charging 10 rupees as my commission, So it is one way of breaking up the amount. But generally, e-commerce operators do, they simply specify a standard rate of commission, which is generally in the range of 20 to 28%. So what e-commerce operators said, okay, for any transaction happening through my portal, for all the services I am providing of payment gateway, of picking up the product, delivering the product, collecting the money, and so on and so forth. Ultimately, I will give you money to you. So my charges are, let's say, 25 rupees, right? Now on that 25 rupee, he will charge his GST. His charges GST, right? So let's say GST is of there is 18%, 25 into 1.18, right? So 29.5 for simplicity, let's say we say it's a 30 rupee. So one hand he will write 180 rupee collected payable to the seller. 30 rupees is my charges. So what he will do is, out of 130, he will reduce 30 rupees, 118 rupees, he will reduce his charges, right? Not only that, again, under the Income Tax Act, there is a newly introduced section 194O, which says that any amount collected by the e-commerce operator on any transaction which is happening through the e-commerce operator, he has to deduct an amount of 1% of the sale value. So on 100 rupee, he will deduct 1 rupee as TCS and will deposit that TDS with the Income Tax Department under section 194O. Then under GST, section 51, if I'm not wrong, then there is a liability, maybe 51, 52, I'm a little bit confused, maybe 52, under section, whatever it may be the section, he will again reduce an amount of 1% as TCS. So on base amount of 100 rupee, 1 rupee TDS under income tax, 1 rupee under GST. So net amount of 118 minus 30 minus 1 minus 1, which is 86 rupees. Those 86 rupees will be sent to your seller. So this is how the entire transactions will happen. Now already we have discussed two kind of TDS and TCS, one under income tax and one under TCS, but that is on the part of e-commerce operator. Question is there any role of section 194H here?